my name is Meghan, and welcome back to my channel. I'm also sorry if my voice sounds a little nasally. My allergies have been acting up today. I apologize. Anyways, today we are going to be redrawing some old art. If you've been on my channel for a while, you would have seen a video I posted about a year ago now in January of 2021 where I drew my characters from my story I'm currently writing, and it was like a 45-minute video where I talked about their story and about Minecraft. I don't know. You don't have to go watch that video because I'm going to talk about their story because their story has changed a lot since then. I've been working on it a lot. So if you saw at the beginning, actually, that was the original. I show it again at the end, I believe. But if you notice, there's one big change. I actually switched out one of the characters because last year when I drew it, I drew Stella, Caspian, Willow, and Zola. But I have kind of switched around the characters. Like, in Zola isn't, I don't know, she plays a different role in the story now than when she did when I drew that. So I ended up drawing my newest character of the story, and her name is Marlo. She's like she's in the corner. She's the little one with the cute smile. I love Marlo so much. I've fleshed her out a little bit. Like, I haven't done a lot of character work for her. That's one of my goals in this upcoming year, is to really get down to writing this story, and I just need to do a lot of prep work because it is a story set in the future, and it is just a lot of work and I just haven't done a lot. But yeah, I wanted to talk about their story for the new people on my channel because I have talked about it on my channel a few times, but they're older videos and a lot has changed, like I've mentioned. So let's start at the beginning. This story is, like I mentioned, set in the future. At this point, I'm not sure how far in the future, but it's a good amount in the future, probably in the 3000s or late 2900, something like that. And it is based off of the Salem witch trials. So if you don't know what the Salem witch trials, in the United States, in the 16th, I can't remember exactly when, but a long time ago, there was a trial that went on because there was witches, in quotations, they thought women were witches, which, okay. So there was a lot of executions, and there was just a lot of drama, I would say. I don't know how much drama there was in the 1700s. Was it the 1700s? I can't remember. It was a long time ago. So yeah. So obviously I don't think there was really witches. If there was, then well, good luck to us, I guess. But in my story, there were actual witches. And those witches were able to get away because they knew how to hide themselves. They weren't I don't know, I guess they were just smart enough to hide kind of in the background, and they watched everything go on, but they couldn't say anything or couldn't do anything because obviously they didn't want to out themselves. So fast forward to current day for them, which again is late 2000s, early 3000s, which is even crazy to think about. The witches now are outnumbering the humans, so they've kind of populated themselves to be higher than humans. So the main characters of the story, like I said before, are Stella, Willow, Caspian, and Marlo, but some other characters are Willow's twin sister, Zola, which when I first made Zola, I made her in a Ohu marker video, actually. I made her when I was testing out the Ohu skin tone set, and I wasn't expecting to like her design really as much as I did, so that's how she came about. And when I first created her, obviously I had no intention of actually including her in the story, but when I did place her in the story, I was like, what if there's a connection to Willow? And then I was like, well, what if they're sisters? And they originally were just sisters, and then when I started working out kind of timeline and actual events of the story, I was like, well, it would make more sense if they were actually twins and actually the same age. So they are now twins, so I have to kind of rework their designs a little bit because they don't really look like sisters, let alone twins. And that's another main reason I didn't include Zola in this drawing. If you can actually see where Willow is, like in the corner, like where I'm working right now, like there you can see these pencil marks. I actually tried to include Zola in this drawing, but she didn't fit in properly because she's not like friends with Willow's friends. Like she's not friends with them because she has a different set of friends and she's kind of salty at Willow. So the only two of them are witches in this drawing. Stella and Willow are both witches, and Caspian and Marlowe are both humans. So like in society, I guess, in their society, it's not normal for witches and humans to really be friends. Like definitely not normal for them to actually, like, I guess, mate. I don't like that. But like Willow's parents, one of them is a witch and one of them is a human, and that is really like not normal because usually it would be like a witch and a witch, you know. But that is how it ended up, with Willow being a witch and Zola not being a witch, basically. So the way Stella fits into the story, she's my main protagonist, but really, and like if you look at it a different way, Willow was the main protagonist, as it was kind of depends on which kind of like story you're following, but they're basically both the main protagonist. Stella grew up in the town that they all live in. Obviously, she's been there her whole life. She just was very guarded, I guess, and her parents were very young when they had her, and they didn't really know how to raise her, and they're both witches, so they gave Stella a power. So like all the witches in this story have powers. So for example, Stella has geokinesis, which she can control. She has the ability to control and manipulate earth-like objects. So her power can be very, very powerful. She can literally, luckily, she doesn't know how to use it. At the beginning of the story, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go with that. She is definitely going to have some like issues, and she's not gonna, I hope she doesn't like blow up the earth or something. I don't know, who knows. But Willow has the power of chironesis. I can't remember how to say it, but she has the fire ability. I don't know, I just felt like it fit her when I was like kind of realizing that they're going to have these powers. I was like, what power is Willow gonna have? And then I was kind of looking at like a kind of like generic power list that witches have in like other movies or TV shows, and I saw pyrokinesis. I think that's what it's called, pyrokinesis. I don't know what I said before, but I was like, yes, that is going to be her. But yeah, witches in this world don't really need schooling because they kind of learn all that they need to know from their parents usually, and they kind of have the ability to learn on their own. So like there are witching schools, like kind of like Harry Potter, where you can go and like kind of be with other people who have powers and kind of train with them and learn stuff from like the pros, I guess, of the world. I don't know, but Stella never went to any of those because, again, her parents kind of suck, and I really hate that I'm doing this to Stella, but her parents are not very good parents. They kind of are definitely selfish and focus on themselves and kind of leave Stella to her own regard most of the time. So like she was very introverted. Like she never went outside. She only really went outside when she needed to get something for her parents. Like it's like that. And at the beginning there will be like kind of like, I'm hoping I will include like a scene of how Suki came about, which if you don't know who Suki is, that is Stella's cat. So there's kind of like, it's kind of like a familiar, if you're familiar with kind of witches and stuff. They have like pets almost, and I'm definitely gonna have a lot of different varieties of them in this story. Like I think Caspian is gonna end up having one as well. I think his is gonna be a fox. I'm not sure about Willow, but Suki is Stella's familiar. Suki was a witch's cat, or like Suki's mom was a witch's cat, so when Suki was born and like old enough to be on her own, she kind of went out and found Stella by herself, just kind of by like lurking around Stella's house, and Stella took her in and all that jazz. So that's how they came to be. And Suki is Stella's best friend, besides like Willow and Caspian and Marlowe. Like Suki had been there for her and like went everywhere with her, and like that's why she even went outside in the first place. So like I think how the stories is going to end up going is Stella wants to go to school. She wants to be somebody, I guess. She wants to have friends. She's really alone. She only has Suki, basically. So that's how she meets Willow, and she gets introduced to Caspian and Marlowe and all that. Because I think Willow kind of hides the fact that she's a witch because she wants to have like a normal-ish life. So I think she goes to a normal human school, I guess, with her sister. And like hides the fact that she's a witch and has like these abilities, because she doesn't really want to be a witch. Neither her or Stella really exactly want to be a witch in general. So they kind of hide the fact that they have these insane powers. I hope all of this is making sense. I feel like I'm talking a lot and like talking pretty fast. Definitely, if you have any questions, I will try my best to answer them if you want to comment them. I feel like I have like a lot of it, like I feel like I have a lot of the story like thought out, but at the same time I feel like I have none of it thought out. Like it definitely, the story needs a lot more work to be done. I need to find out, like, I know the conflict, I just don't really want to say the conflict because it's gonna pretty much give it away. But I need to kind of figure out just kind of like the small details, like, I don't know, like all the filler that's going to happen. Like I know like it's gonna go this, but I need to figure out kind of like the in-between stuff, and I feel like that's the majority of the story, so like I really need to get on that before. I also have like a lot of fun writing like different scenarios with these characters, like just writing like random filler chapters. Like I have a filler chapter about Stella and Caspian meeting and Stella and Willow meeting, because I've kind of written about that in like my class and stuff. But I wrote one where I can play it one of two ways, like if Stella meets Willow first or Caspian first. I don't know which one I'm kind of leaning towards, but a long time ago I wrote kind of like a chapter, I guess, where Stella meets Caspian just kind of out on the street. So like I forgot to mention this, but they kind of like the witches and wizards, I guess, in the town have these like meetings, I guess, kind of like, I was kind of taking it from like Gilmore Girls where they have like town hall meetings. So I was thinking kind of they did that, like witches did that. They kind of gathered to just talk about whatever like going on in the town at that time. So I was thinking like one night that Stella's parents just drug her to one. Like she never goes, but like they drug her to one because she never leaves the house, and they're like, you need to come. And then as she's leaving, she meets Caspian. She runs into Caspian and she meets him. I don't know, I thought that would be really cute. And maybe she like meets him and then finds like she wants to go to the school, and then she meets Willow, and then Willow and Caspian have actually been friends for like ever. And they've been friends since they were little, because their human parent, Willow's human parent, kind of was in with Caspian's parents because Caspian is a human. And since Willow and Zola are twins, they've all kind of hung out, and Zola may or may not have a crush on Caspian, and that may or may not be a conflict, and that's all I'm gonna say. That is all I'm gonna say, okay? I'm done. But yeah, these characters are my pride and joys. I love these characters so much, and I seriously cannot wait to start like fleshing out the story. Like I know I could do it any day, but I'm kind of waiting for the right inspiration to strike, if you know what I mean. Like if you've ever written before, there's like writer's block, there we go. And it kind of sucks because I've been in like a writer's block and an art block. Like if like after I did Inktober, I kind of talked about this briefly in my last video, but I didn't really have time. but I was in a very bad art block, and that's the main reason why I didn't upload for so long. It's because holy crap, I didn't want to draw. Like, I just would sit at my desk and stare at a page of my sketchbook for like hours and literally draw nothing. It wasn't really until about a month, no, it was probably like a couple weeks ago, honestly, that I really got out of the art block. I would say like I'm kind of like, I don't know, like I'm just doing different things. Like I've been redrawing a lot of old art, and that's why I decided to draw this and make this a video, because I thought it would be fun because it was like a year later, like see the difference, you know. But it was so bad, and I felt so bad because like I wasn't posting anywhere. Like I was like drawing like pen sketches. Like I finished my sketchbook, yay! So that's gonna be the next video. I might actually film that video today because I've been wanting to film that video. I just haven't been able to because I have this voiceover that I need to do. So yeah, it was art block is horrible. If you've never been in art block, that's good for you, because holy crap, it's bad. But I'm actually redrawing like an older, not older, it was from 2021. I'm actually redrawing one of my mermaid drawings from this year that I actually made a video on. I don't know what I called the video, but it was just like one of the mermaids I drew. It was the orange one. If you go back and look, it was one with teal hair and an orange fin. I love that one, so I'm redrawing it. Yay. But yeah, the drawing is pretty much finished now. I'm going and adding details. I'm like drawing the background. The background is just a solid color, but I'm going like with an outline around them, and eventually I think I did purple shading already, and I think I was kind of like letting all the marker dry before I went in with the highlights so it doesn't bleed too much. Yeah, I'm doing the highlights now. I've definitely done a lot more highlights. Like I don't think when I was doing like last year around this time, I didn't do a lot of highlights on the drawings. I really only did like the eye highlights, and that was because like I kind of got sick of them. Like I at some point last year had done a lot of highlights. I used to do a lot of highlights on my characters, and I was like, I need to stop. So I kind of went cold turkey on highlights and didn't do them, which I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why, but now I am back to adding a lot of highlights. I love highlights. It really brings the drawing together, and I've kind of done like a ring light effect now, working on it, trying to experiment and do different things. I'm not sure if it really comes across, but I try. I don't really know what else to talk about for the remaining part of the video, but I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around, and if you've been here for a full year, if you've been here since I posted the original video, thank you. Holy crap, I don't know why you've stayed this long, but I am very, very glad you did, because I appreciate it so much, and I'm so excited to graduate and move. And good news, we bought a house. Oh my god. So when I graduate in June, we are moving, so there might be like a little delay in videos for a minute while I move and kind of get everything set up. I'll try my best. I might do like a moving vlog, because it's weird, I'm moving, oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm taking a year off of school, so basically all the rest of 2022 after June until like probably the next August, I'm going to be focusing solely on YouTube and social media, and I'm going to start streaming. I'm very excited about that. I'm going to start streaming probably on Twitch, and I want to play games and do all this, so I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So yeah, I hope you guys stick around. It's gonna get, the content's gonna get just amped up. Yeah, so this is the end of the video. I appreciate you guys watching and listening to me rant about my characters. Again, if anything was confusing or you have any questions, definitely let me know. I will try to answer them without spoiling too much. But yeah, here is the ending product and all of the markers I used. It was a lot of markers. Yeah, I appreciate every single one of you for watching this video. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.